The golden box. Papa said not to touch it. He was always keeping the fun toys from me. For when you're older, always when you're older, I was young and couldn't help myself. Becoming less than Shadow, smaller than a thought, I crept into Papa's office. The clock turned towards me. Its hands seemed to point accusingly down at me. Bath time. I had given the nurse a puppet to bathe, charming her to make her believe it was me. Quiet, you. The clock sniffed as its accusing hands shifted away from me. Clever clock. Checking my disguise, I moved deeper into Papa's office. Past his desk and a bookshelf, I stopped in front of the treasure I sought. It gleamed, calling for me to reach out and take it. I could not. Not yet. It wasn't Papa's command that held me back. It was his trick. The figure of an angel kneeling next to the golden disc. As I turned my attention towards the angel, I could see its chest move, feeling nothing. A reflex Papa hadn't figured out how to fix yet. He would soon, though, and that would make life more interesting. I would have to get more clever after that. This time all I had to do was reach out to the angel, carefully, slowly, keeping myself hidden. I covered the angel's nose and eyes with my thumb and index finger. As I touched the poor thing, I felt it cry out. Terror filled it as its world went dark and its body fell to draw in air. The angel collapsed into itself with fright, despite the fact that it was fine. Fear. The hardest thing to work out of anything. It is one of the first instincts, after all. Cracks formed along the angel's perfect marble skin, little black voids drawing the angel down into the darkness of non-existence. I cried with the angel as it cried, stopping at the brink of nothingness. I teetered on the edge with the angel as my brain screamed in anticipation. Waiting, the angel did not fall. It held firm, waiting for the end of time on the brink. Sighing in relief, I turned to look at the object of my desire. The angel couldn't see me anymore. It couldn't see anything, ever again. An unintended consequence of my actions. But a welcome side effect nonetheless. Reaching up to the triangular, flattish pyramid, I pick it up and hug it to my chest, letting the rhythmic beating of the object meld with my life force. My face brightens. Emulating a tiny sun, bright and full of life, I vanished from one plane of existence into the other, the triangle in my arms becoming heavier, as the contents inside and I grow closer to each other, nearing the same point of existence. I heave the object to my chest, holding it close to me as my arms tremble. My chest begins to hurt as it struggles to maintain its joyful rhythm. A pain that feels familiar enters my chest. Not exhaustion, but something deeper. A sense of loss. Loss of what? I wasn't sure. The pain needed something. How had this come from Dad? Papa was always laughing, busy moving from room to room, making sure everything worked right. The pain was debilitating. It left you breathless as tears streamed down your cheeks. It is that of a child losing their ideals in exchange for old age. Was this truly from Papa, or was it from beyond? No. Beyond was a dream, a nightmare. This was from Papa. The triangle felt like Papa. It knew joy and power. It needed what it needed. I wasn't sure. My arms collapsed, releasing the triangle. My heart lightened as the golden triangle clattered across the room. It hid under my father's desk, permanently three-dimensional thanks to my meddling. That isn't very nice of you. Come out now, please? My voice trembles through the air, shattering uselessly against the pyramid. I walk towards the desk, bending, trying to see a glimmer of gold. Nothing. A void of darkness fills the space under its desk. A void of darkness fills the space under the desk. I frown at the darkness. It is darker than it should be, with the firelight not 10 paces from it. What are you doing down there? I reach out to it. My hand vanishes into the darkness, becoming colder than ice. Loneliness. Darkness cried. Longing to be held. Love. Surrounded by others. So similar to the triangle. Rage flashes into my heart. How dare you be so selfish? The triangle isn't yours. Give it back. Come join us out here. darkness shivers. Warmth flows into my arm and flutters back into my hand. Thank you. I feel the cold, smooth surface of the triangle as the darkness pushes it into my waiting hand. Come out here, please. Pulling my hand from beneath the desk, I sit on my hunches and wait for the darkness to emerge. How had it been forgotten? Papa was always so attentive. The darkness slunk forth, flat and lifeless against the flames that burned bright in the grate. Glancing at the fire, I whisper, "Would you mind being more quiet, please?" The fire hissed in response, but listened with a shiver. It knew who I was. Turning back to the shadow, I smiled. "How's that? Better?" The darkness seemed to inflate like a balloon. It didn't inhabit more space, but it was darker somehow. Okay, good. I smile at it. Do you know what this is? I hold up the triangle. As it shimmers golden in the firelight, I hold up the golden triangle to the darkness. Its head seems to tilt, as if it had a head. The darkness reached towards the box. "No, tell me." The shadow hissed and seemed to deflate at my rebuke. Pulling the box away from the shadow, I hold it to my eyes. It seems interesting, and an angel is guarding it, but I'm not sure why. So few angels are around anymore. They are all busy doing other things. The darkness shivered as the box's golden coating glittered in the dull firelight. What is it? I pull my gaze from the box and look into the darkness. It pulled at me. I fall into it. The box clatters as it hits the floor. Faint. Cold fills me, reaching deep, deeper than anything I knew could go, down to the very bedrock of my soul. I shiver as my soul cracks. It is a faint crack, a hair's whisper. Pushing it against the dark, I take a step towards the fire. "Help!" The fire roars back to life, pushing the shadow away from me. I turn towards it. "Why did you do that? Friends don't do that." "Don't do what?" The whispered words seemed to hum from the darkness. It longed to be heard, but it could not manage more than a faint echo of something that had once been. "You know what?" Stomping warmth into my foot, I put my hands on my hips, trying to act tough like Daddy. "You hurt my soul. I felt it." "I did not mean to." "Sorry." The darkness shrunk into itself, towards the box. "Here." The darkness reached towards the box. Let me get that for you." Its voice seemed to grow stronger as it reached towards the box. "No, don't." The shadow didn't listen this time. It touched the box. The golden light dimmed for a moment as the box hissed like a steam pipe. In the blink of an eye, the room grew brighter, as if candles had been lit along the walls. The darkness was gone. Looking down at the box, I noticed a small crack on one side. I shivered towards it and picked it up. "How did you do that?" "The box is cold. Colder than anything I have ever touched." I turned towards its plinth and walked towards it. Gently, I placed the box back where it belongs. I glanced at the angel. "Sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you or your charge." The angel seemed to blink morosely at my comment. Just because I hadn't meant to do it didn't mean my actions hadn't caused pain. "Pandora!" Father's warm voice echoed through the halls, beckoning at me. I turn. A smile beams from my face as I run towards the voice. "Dinner's ready. Come on, stop playing with your bath." I forgot about the shadow and the box as I maneuver my way through never-ending halls and towards my family.